Hey peeps, this is Guiyang speaking. Welcome back to Gurren and Guizhou. We haven't seen each other for quite a long time, right? But that's because I was in lockdown for the last month, almost 4 weeks, almost full month, that we were not allowed to leave our district, even to leave our building at some point. But that's a long story. Long story short, we're back. I'm back, and the city is going back to normal. Today's episode is going to be special for a couple of reasons. One is that because of lockdown, because of the virus still running around apparently, it's not convenient at the moment for me to go outside the city. I mean, I could, but it would be annoying. Oh, I thought we were going to see a kid peeing to a gutter. Is he going to pee in a gutter? Oh, no, they're just playing. Yeah, but that kind of stuff happens here, so it wouldn't be anything unusual. So that's one. We're back after the COVID break, and you might ask yourself, do people still go crazy about COVID in 2022? But, well, yeah, in China they do, and it was our turn to pay the price. And the second reason is today is Guizhou. It's the national holiday in China, but as you can see, the city's not empty at all because no one's allowed to travel. And again, you're allowed to travel, but it doesn't mean that it's easy to travel. So many people just chose to stay home, and many people probably have like no money after not being able to work and do business for a whole month. And the third reason is that today it's not going to be Gurren Guizhou, it's going to be Gurren in Guiyang. I'm going to take a ride around the city, around some favorite spots in the city, and I'm going to record that and maybe tell you a couple of interesting facts about the streets that we pass, about places that we pass. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Hope you can enjoy that too. That being said, happy National Day to all my Chinese viewers. I don't think I have any Chinese viewers, and maybe it's better this way. But, okay, so what you can see right now is Yoilu. You can see my favorite Chongqing hot pot sticks restaurant on the left. And it seems like they're reopening, but no restaurants are allowed to have guests eating in. So everything is takeout. Okay, enough talking. Let's get going. We're going to write down Yoilu, and we're going south. We're going towards Guiyang Old Town. I think in this episode maybe it'd be cool if I showed you the oldest part of Guiyang. So let's get going. As you can see, the weather's quite nice. It's autumn already, but it's still quite warm. It's windy but warm. This is definitely the busiest Guiyang National Day I've ever seen. Normally everyone's out of town, everyone's traveling, people are going back to the families, or they're just going to travel. But not this year, and there are a couple of reasons for that. I've already said we've got no money. It's annoying to travel because you have to do all those stupid tests, and they might put you in quarantine for a couple of days in some places, I guess. And another reason is that many companies, many employers simply don't allow their employees to travel. You might ask yourself, what do you mean your boss doesn't allow you to travel? Well, yeah, welcome to China. I personally know many foreigners that also live by this kind of agreement, and they're fine with that. Well, I'm totally not fine with that. There's no amount of money that can buy my freedom like this. We are now going south towards Wenchanga. We're on Wenchambelu right now. Yeah, we will actually be able to see Wenchanga on the video. I think I should be going slow so you can actually see all these things. Wenchanga is one of the old Guiyang pavilions. Some were destroyed over the course of time, but Wenchanga still stands, and it stands next to the only remaining city gate. The Guiyang, just like all the other Chinese cities, used to be surrounded by city walls, used to have gates, and that's what you see on the right. These are the remains of the gate, I think, yeah. And Wenchanga, here it is. You'll be able to see it on the video. I'll adjust the camera. So this is called Laodongmen, the old eastern gate. This used to be the eastern end of the city. All the walls were deconstructed, basically destroyed during the Chinese Republic times. Only a couple of stones left. Now we are here on Zhongshanlu, and I'm going to turn right to Caijialu. Caijiajie. This is probably the oldest part of Guiyang. Am I not allowed to go here? That's weird. Oh, that's fine. I don't think anyone cares. This is where Guiyang Old Town existed hundreds of years ago. This is the place. As you can see, it's quite vibrant. And there are a couple of old houses. Obviously, they're not as old, but they're definitely the oldest you can possibly get in Guiyang. I love this place. It's a lovely, lovely place. Yeah, so we are now in a part of town called Xiaoshizi, Little Cross. Yeah, Little Cross is where the original village was built. Even before this place became Guiyang, it had a couple of names. I'm not going to bore you with history lessons, maybe in some other episode. We can go here briefly. The pavilion you can see in front. This is not Wenchanga, this is a different one, which I fail to remember the name. Dajueqing, Yantaijie. I'll probably just turn around because that's not where I wanted to go. I'm just going to ride around for a tiny bit, show you a couple of places. We can, for instance, take this tiny little alley . I think there used to be there used to be government buildings here in the past, because this was the city center the oldest part and the most important part of the city of Guiyang. Now, on the other hand, everything has moved out. Now, everything is in a place called Guiyang, Guangzhou. It's basically a different city. It has very little to do with Guiyang, except that it's the biggest district now. All the government buildings are there, and yeah, it's just plain ugly, and we're not going to go there. I'm not going to record videos. Here you go. What a nice little road. This is most likely, yeah, this is the only road in Guiyang that's still got cobblestones. Yeah. We're just going to take a little ride around the place. Yeah, see those houses in front of us? On the left, that's how, well, 90% of Guiyang used to look. Even 25 years ago. Obviously I wasn't here, but I did see photos, so there has been a huge change in how the city looks. Even during my time here, I've only been here 5 years, 5 years and a half, and it has changed enormously. Sometimes I don't even recognize places that I've already been to. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Where are all the buildings? This is the liveliest part of town. Yeah, I could swear that this was two-way road. Well, maybe it never was. These houses on the right got restored, and they're quite right. They had more of a charm, you know, that charm that old things have, more soul. But they look alright. It's better that they restored them rather than just tearing them down. That's what they do with most places in here. That's what's called making the city civilized. What are they all waiting for? Are they waiting for the test? I can't believe I'm doing this, but at least this way I can show you the street. Well, it is busy. It's never normally that busy on a national holiday. Everyone's out, the city's empty, and I'm always out. I'm never in Guiyang on any holiday, because normally I would travel, but today's different. So let's enjoy the views of National Day Guiyang. So that was Xiaositsu, that was the oldest part of town. What was the original Guiyang? Couple hundred years ago. Where shall we go now? Let's just go with the flow. Vegetarian restaurant, Buddhist restaurant. It's called Buddhist restaurant, as they have vegetarian dishes only. Quite good food. We're on Fushui Beilu right now, and we're going north towards what I like to call the new old town. which is the second oldest part of Guiyang. It's not as old as the part we've just seen, but it is still pretty old, and it was within the original city walls. Yeah, perhaps let's see this. Let's see doing. Well, Saint-Gilou, this street is quite special. If I was smarter, if I hadn't been smarter, and I'd started making these videos much earlier, you would have been able to see the beautiful, beautiful street food night market that was here every evening, starting early evening, finishing early hours of the morning. And the food was ghastly, it was horrible. It would just give you food poisoning immediately. But it was a sight to see. It was something that made Guiyang very special. And as we're going now, the stalls would just continue all the way along this street. Endless stalls, endless places to sit, to have a night snack, to have a beer. And the whole street was alive, whole night, every day of the week, from Monday to Sunday. There was no weekend, there were no special quiet days. It was just a place to be in Guiyang, and now it's empty, it's deserted. You go out here at night and there's nothing, there's nobody. So that's a sad story. I don't even want to talk about it, it just makes me sad. And we're on Hongbianmen now, which also used to be one of the city gates, one of the newer city gates, as we're in the new old town. But that's more or less where it was, somewhere around here near Tofushan. And Yoilu is on the right, so we've just made a nice circle, but I think I'm gonna keep going.